What if we told you that coffee, a beverage many of us rely on every day, isn't as simple as it seems? While it's often praised for keeping us alert and boosting mood, there are subtle ways it interacts with our bodies that can have both positive and negative effects. Today, we're going to explore coffee in depth, uncovering how timing, preparation, additives, and even your personal biology influence its effects on your health. By the end, you'll know how to enjoy coffee safely and maximize its benefits. Let's start with a common misconception. Coffee isn't always the best companion for sweets like cakes or pastries. While the flavor combination is delightful, the health impact is different. Research shows that caffeine in coffee can actually dull our perception of sweetness. What does that mean? Essentially, caffeine temporarily blocks the adenosine receptors in the brain, but it also appears to influence taste receptors on the tongue. This can trick your brain into thinking a dessert isn't as sweet as it really is, which may lead to consuming more sugar than you intended before your brain signals that enough sweetness has been reached. Over time, this small, repeated overconsumption can make it significantly harder to control sugar intake. And of course, excessive sugar is associated with a host of health concerns, including weight gain, insulin resistance, and chronic systemic inflammation, all of which can indirectly affect your long-term health, from cardiovascular function to cognitive well-being. For those accustomed to sweet coffee, reducing sugar gradually works best. Start by cutting from 2 teaspoons to 1, then to half. Natural, non-caloric sweeteners like stevia, xylitol, or erythritol are excellent alternatives that don't add calories or significantly impact blood sugar. You can also enhance flavor with spices such as cinnamon, vanilla, cardamom, or cocoa powder, which provide complex taste notes without relying on sweetness while offering additional antioxidants and bioactive compounds. For those of you who love sweet coffee, which natural sweetener or spice do you prefer to enhance your drink with, and why? Share in the comments so we can all get new ideas. Another common issue is timing. Many people drink coffee immediately after waking, especially if they're tired or didn't sleep well. While coffee can temporarily increase alertness, studies suggest that drinking it first thing in the morning after poor sleep may negatively affect glucose metabolism. A 2020 study found that people who consumed coffee upon waking after a night of insufficient rest experienced sharper spikes in blood sugar after meals compared to those who waited or skipped coffee. This may sound surprising, but it makes sense when you consider how caffeine interacts with cortisol, your body's primary stress hormone, which naturally peaks about 30 to 45 minutes after you wake up. Cortisol's job is to raise blood sugar to give you energy for the day. High cortisol plus immediate caffeine, which itself stimulates adrenaline and norepinephrine release, may lead to a metabolic double whammy, affecting your energy regulation and insulin sensitivity for the day. If you want to optimize your metabolism and have smoother, more sustained energy, it's worth considering waiting an hour or so after waking before reaching for your first cup, allowing that natural cortisol peak to subside. Coffee timing also matters critically for sleep. Drinking it too late in the day can disrupt your ability to fall asleep and reduce the quality of restorative deep sleep. Caffeine has a half-life, meaning it takes the body many hours to clear just half of the amount consumed. A 2023 study recommends finishing coffee at least 9 hours before bedtime. This is a general guideline because individual metabolism varies, but aiming for a morning or early afternoon cutoff is a safe approach. Evening caffeine can interfere with deep sleep, which is critical for memory consolidation in the hippocampus, hormone regulation, and cellular repair processes throughout the body. Sacrificing deep sleep for temporary alertness is a trade-off that accumulates a significant sleep debt over time, impacting overall health and resilience. How do you usually time your coffee during the day, and have you noticed any differences in your energy, focus, or sleep? Let us know your experience below. Personal tolerance is another critical factor. People metabolize caffeine differently due to variations in liver enzymes like cytochrome P451A2, CYP1A2, which break down caffeine in the liver. Genetic variations in this enzyme can make some individuals fast metabolizers and others slow metabolizers. Those with higher enzyme activity process caffeine faster, experiencing shorter effects and fewer side effects such as jitters or insomnia. Sensitivity also differs based on adenosine receptor activity. Some individuals feel highly alert with just a small dose, while others require more caffeine for the same effect. Habitual coffee drinkers often develop some tolerance, allowing them to handle higher amounts than occasional drinkers, but it's important to remember tolerance doesn't prevent all negative effects, such as disruptions in sleep or long-term gastrointestinal irritation. Listening to your body is essential. Signs like nervousness, irritability, insomnia, Rapid heartbeat or even eye twitching are indicators that it may be time to cut back. For most adults, daily caffeine intake should generally not exceed 600 milligrams, roughly equivalent to 4 to 6 average cups of coffee. Higher doses can be addictive. Caffeine in large amounts is even classified as a drug in some studies due to its psychoactive and dependency-forming characteristics. Abruptly stopping caffeine in habitual users can trigger irritability, low mood, headaches, and temporary cognitive sluggishness, so any reduction should be gradual to minimize withdrawal symptoms. Temperature is another factor to consider. Consuming very hot beverages, including coffee and tea, has been linked to an increased risk of esophageal cancer. A 2022 study revealed that individuals who regularly consumed hot drinks above 149 degrees Fahrenheit had roughly double the risk compared to those who drank cooler beverages. Heat can damage the sensitive esophageal lining, trigger inflammation, and promote oxidative stress, all of which create an environment conducive to cancer development over years of exposure. To minimize risk, allow your coffee to cool slightly and aim for a temperature below 140 degrees Fahrenheit. You'll still enjoy the warmth and flavor, but your esophagus will thank you for the reduced thermal injury. The type of coffee you choose matters as well. Roast level influences antioxidant content, which contributes significantly to health benefits. Lightly roasted coffee tends to have the highest antioxidant activity. Medium roast is still beneficial, and dark roast contains fewer antioxidants. This is because high heat degrades fragile compounds like chlorogenic acid, one of coffee's most potent disease-fighting agents. Green, unroasted coffee boasts the highest antioxidant levels, though it has a very different, often grassy taste compared to traditional coffee. Be aware that many commercial coffee-flavored drinks are mostly sugar, glucose syrup, and oils, with very little actual coffee, so they don't offer the same health benefits as a brew made from quality beans. The preparation method also matters. French press and boiled coffee, like Turkish coffee, leave more diterpenes, compounds like cafestol and kawil in the cup. While these compounds have antioxidant properties, they can also raise LDL, bad cholesterol levels. Filtered coffee, drip brew, or pour over removes most of these diterpenes, making it a safer choice for individuals concerned about cholesterol. Milk or cream can also reduce the bioavailability of certain antioxidants like chlorogenic acid by binding to them, so drinking coffee black maximizes its protective benefits. Furthermore, coffee can inhibit iron absorption by 40 to 80%, particularly non-heme iron from plant sources like beans, lentils, pumpkin seeds, quinoa, and leafy greens. Avoiding coffee within an hour of iron-rich meals can help ensure we're getting adequate minerals for energy, immunity, and brain function. Medical conditions are another important consideration. Coffee can worsen gastroesophageal reflux disease, GERD, by relaxing the lower esophageal sphincter, which allows stomach acid to flow back into the esophagus. It also stimulates stomach acid production, which may exacerbate reflux or heartburn. Individuals with gallstones can experience increased gallbladder contractions, and coffee may irritate the stomach and intestines, worsening ulcers, Crohn's disease, or ulcerative colitis. If you notice discomfort, monitoring your coffee intake or experimenting with milder brews may be beneficial. Migraines also interact uniquely with caffeine. In low doses, 100 to 150 milligrams, about 1 cup, caffeine can help relieve headache pain, especially when combined with painkillers. However, higher doses exceeding 200 milligrams per day can trigger or worsen migraines, reinforcing the importance of moderation. Despite these precautions, coffee offers remarkable, scientifically backed health benefits when consumed thoughtfully. Studies consistently show that moderate coffee intake supports cardiovascular health, reducing the risk of heart failure and stroke. The compounds in coffee help protect the endothelial cells lining blood vessels and reduce chronic inflammation. It can protect against type 2 diabetes by improving insulin sensitivity, fatty liver disease, fibrosis, and cirrhosis, and numerous neurodegenerative diseases including dementia, Parkinson's, and Alzheimer's. Coffee also improves mental alertness and focus, enhancing productivity and complex cognitive function by blocking adenosine, the molecule responsible for signaling tiredness. So how can you optimize coffee intake? Here's a practical summary. Wait 1 hour after waking for your first cup and cut off consumption at least 9 hours before bedtime. Avoid pairing coffee with large amounts of sugar. Use natural alternatives like spices, cinnamon, vanilla, or non-caloric sweeteners. Let it cool slightly before drinking. Aim for below 1 140 degrees Fahrenheit. Filtered coffee is often best for heart health. Choose lighter roasts for maximum antioxidant benefits. Enjoy it black to maximize antioxidant bioavailability and avoid consuming it with meals high in non-heme iron. Be mindful of medical conditions and individual limits, e.g., stay below 600 milligrams of caffeine daily. By understanding the nuances of coffee, you can turn this beloved beverage into a powerful tool for energy, focus, and long-term health, rather than a source of unintended stress or metabolic strain. From timing and temperature to additives and individual biology, each small adjustment can compound into meaningful improvements for your body and mind. Which one of our suggested strategies, like delaying your first cup or switching to a natural spice, are you going to implement first, and why? Share your plan in the comments below. We'd love to hear your ideas. If you found this guide helpful, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Your support helps us continue creating content that makes understanding health, nutrition, and safe food combinations simple and practical for everyone. Thanks for watching, and see you in next time.